Hello and welcome to another edition of the Roundtable. I'm Ivana Bolanga.
I'm Brianna Johnson.
I'm Justice Johnson.
And I'm Nzinga Barnett.
So in light of the tragic Gabby Petito story, today we're going to be talking about a term that has resurfaced called missing white woman syndrome. And this just refers to the overcoverage of missing white women in the media as opposed to the undercoverage of missing black people and people of color in the media.
Gabby Petito was a woman reported missing on September 11th, and since reported missing, her story has been covered all throughout the nation.
Well, Brianna, I think that Jelani Day's case is a really good comparison to Gabby Petito's. Jelani Day went missing around the same time as Gabby Petito, but he didn't receive nearly as much coverage or media attention as Gabby. His body was recovered in a river a month after he went missing, versus Gabby Petito has received help from the FBI, the police, drones, and everything under the sun.
So many sources.
Exactly. So I think it's absolutely heartbreaking that someone like Jelani, a black man, can't receive just as much attention or care as a white woman.
For the Petito family to receive so many resources from the national government and their own state, and for other black families to receive almost comparably nothing, that's a very alarming point. There's often times where family members will organize rallies of volunteers to find their own family members. They'll be reaching out to politicians and lawmakers, making their own media outlets, just trying to get their family members out there and using their own resources when it's not our job specifically to find those missing family members. It's the responsibility of the police.
Right.
You think of the case of Daniel Anderson, who's gone missing and whose father has spent 3 months of his own time searching for his son in the state of Arizona. And I believe he's even hired his own criminal private investigator to find his son. We don't have specifically the time to sacrifice to something like this, and that's where the police are supposed to come in to help us out, but it seems we don't matter enough.
Yeah, it's that blatant inequality that really shows itself through the media, and it's so unfair for us. Personally, I've never seen a story about a missing black woman receive as much national attention and national urgency as the story about Gabby Petito, and that's crazy when you think about the fact that 60 to 75,000 black women went missing last year. How does that make any sense?
It doesn't. And this is not to say that Gabby Petito's story does not matter, but that black people should receive the same amount of urgency and attention as white people.
Exactly. It almost paints a picture that for you to be a black person of color, you almost have to be the perfect representation of the black community in order to get coverage.
Yeah, it makes no sense. And I think Malcolm X said it best: the most unprotected woman in America is the black woman. And that really shows itself because, you know, we're at the intersection of two of the most marginalized communities, which means we're going to be very underrepresented, and that's just a fact. But that doesn't mean that the media can't change that, because it's their responsibility at the end of the day to highlight our stories. And because they're the most powerful communication tool in the entire world.
Exactly.
Absolutely. And that's all the time that we have today. Thank you guys so much for tuning in, and we'll see you in the next show.